I think I'm going to win this election, and so are the Conservative Party.
I don't expect to see Prime Minister Blair.
Quite frankly, we think the Tories are tired out and incapable of governing.
John Major won the '92 election. I think we'll see him do the same this time round.
A new and revitalised Labour Party can get this country going.
A shouting match, posters, insults, personality attacks. Let's get rid of that. The Liberal Democrats will have nothing to do with it.
We've got the best, the strongest policy. Independence, equality for Scotland. No other party can compete with that.
The day began firmly in Mr Major's grip. Calling the election and seeing the Queen is very much a Prime Minister's personal decision, though Mr Major cut it pretty fine, leaving himself just 3.5 minutes after Cabinet to get to the palace, only, as we saw from the ITN helicopter, to run straight into a traffic jam. Eventually, Mr Major made it through the palace gates and into the courtyard a minute behind schedule for his audience at 11:30. A little earlier, the Cabinet had also spilled out into Downing Street, the party chairman giving the thumbs up, and ministers apparently certain of victory.
Yes. Why are you going to win? Because we're better. Because we deserve to, because Britain's never been better than it is today, and we've worked together.
Back from the palace, and with the Queen and Cabinet having approved the date, the Prime Minister finally announced it.
Good morning. I'd like to formally confirm that I've seen Her Majesty the Queen this morning and sought her permission for a dissolution of Parliament and a general election on the 1st of May. Over the last 18 years, we've seen a very dramatic change in the lifestyle of people in this country. There's been a revolution in choice, in opportunity, and in living standards. At the general election, there's a choice between the party that has brought that revolution about and the two parties that have opposed almost every single aspect of those changes. And I believe this election is winnable. Not only do I think it's winnable, I think I'm going to win this election, and so are the Conservative Party.
Within a couple of hours came a crucial endorsement. Differences buried, Lady Thatcher did her bit.
I don't expect to see Prime Minister Blair. Mr Blair is different from Prime Minister Blair. I'm fighting for Prime Minister Major.
But a general election campaign is a very fast-moving thing, and tonight, in a move which will privately shake many Tories, the Sun newspaper, for whom Lady Thatcher could do no wrong, has endorsed Tony Blair. This the paper which claimed after the '92 campaign it was the Sun what won it, after it had slammed into Neil Kinnock and Labour. So, why the change of heart this time?
We are supporting Mr Blair because we see him as a dynamic, exciting, energetic new leader for this country. Quite frankly, we think the Tories are tired out and incapable of governing.
One of the Conservative campaign team moved quickly to play the Sun's endorsement down.
Sun wrote him off, of course, at the last leadership election, said that John Redwood should take over. Well, they were pretty, they were marked as being pretty wrong then. I know they think they was what won it in 1992, but frankly, I think John Major won the '92 election. I think we'll see him do the same this time round.
But as Tony Blair campaigned in Gloucester this evening, which is precisely the sort of marginal seat Labour must win for an overall majority, there was no hiding the delight of the Labour camp. Earlier in London, Mr Blair had picked up Mr Major's point in Downing Street about the Conservative record over the past 18 years.
This campaign is going to be about the condition of Britain now and the future of Britain, that Britain can be better than this. And it'll be about how the Conservative Party have let people down, have broken their promises, and about how a new and revitalised Labour Party can get this country going, can make this country better, have better schools, better hospitals, less violent crime in our streets, give us the jobs and industry of the future. So, the longer it goes on, in one sense for us, we can get our case across to people even better.
Paddy Ashdown was campaigning in the southwest and at his home later had this reaction to the long campaign ahead.
It will be a campaign which will turn people off in droves if we go on doing what we've done between the Tories and Labour. A shouting match, posters, insults, personality attacks. Let's get rid of that. I tell you straight, the Liberal Democrats will have nothing to do with it. We will not do this. If we're attacked, of course we'll respond. But we will try and concentrate on the issues.
In Scotland, the SNP were delighted that the Prime Minister, in his opening declaration of the campaign in London, had again flagged up devolution as a major election issue.
And for John Major to say the Constitution was going to dominate the campaign, well, he's playing on away and he's playing on our home ground. I mean, on the Constitution, we've got the best, the strongest policy. Independence, equality for Scotland. No other party can compete with that.
So what's set to be the longest campaign in recent British general election history is underway. And with the Prime Minister immediately honouring his pledge to be, as he's put it, in the middle of the crowd, north, south, east and west. Out once more came that symbol of his '92 campaign, the soapbox. And the place where he chose to climb back on it was the same highly marginal constituency of Luton South, and where today, again as 5 years ago, a noisy reception awaited him.
The last time I came to Luton, we had a reception just like this, and 3 weeks later we won both the Luton seats and the general election.
But this time, say the opposition parties, Mr Major is in a far weaker position. Labour believe that a long campaign is bound to expose deep divisions in the Tory party. The Liberal Democrats, the SNP and Plaid Cymru say the Prime Minister is ignoring the strong demand for power to be moved away from London. John Major, though, is certain that by taking his campaign directly to the people like this, that things will turn his way. Michael Brunson, News at 10, Westminster.